everything along the way. We started out as carpet cleaners, and then we got into disaster response, flood, fire, mold, crime scene cleanup sometimes too. Always kind of throw that in there because it's really gross, but it has to be done. I'm going to show you guys kind of what we had to do over this last cold snap. It was really amazing what our team accomplished, and I made a really cool video to kind of show that. Oh, there goes the back. Yes, it's on. There we go. Sweet. All right, so my family, we really try to serve the multifamily market. Down in Northwest Arkansas, I'd say we have 75% of the apartment complexes down there. Anytime somebody moves in, moves out, we clean the carpets. I'll talk a little bit about something we're doing there here in a little bit, but we also show up anytime there's a flood. During this last cold snap, once it got to 0 degrees, it's really just waiting on it to happen at that point. It happens everywhere at once, and when you have that many apartments in your, I guess, portfolio of people that you work for, it can get kind of crazy. And it did. We had to call a semi in of nationwide equipment. Everybody worked 80 plus hours for 11 days. So my dad built that truck. That's kind of what we do all of our work out of. Vacuums, sprays water out. That was a really big clubhouse flood that happened at one of the college properties we serve in Northwest Arkansas. So you try to get as much water as you can out with the machine, and then you set drying equipment to get everything you can't see. It's behind the walls. Those fans pull that moisture into the middle of the room, and the dehumidifier pumps it out. Try to do these with as little reconstruction and demo as possible. We try to save everything that we can. Actually, it had blown the wall out in that picture from the pressure.
That's a lot of things.
Yeah. And those are the water benders of the 4 states. I kind of joke around and try to, add the magic to our jobs because it can get very long and tedious at times, but we really are saving the world in those situations, and the guys know it. We also get pee out of carpet. Sometimes there's too much pee and you got to just get rid of the carpet.
Looks like it.
I need to tell all my property managers that, because a lot of the times they want to save it and it looks like that. Yeah. So this is something new that we're starting. My dad wants to own a bar and grill. It's always been his dream to own a restaurant. So this is something that's kind of coming up, in the next year or so. I'll go ahead and play this too. This is our restoration school right now. Dad bought it 6 months ago. It's a 12,000 square foot motel, bar and grill, soon to be. We spent the last 6 months demoing everything down. It's riverfront, so you'll be able to see the river outside, whenever you're eating.
Where's that at?
So in McDonald County, there used to be a place called the Shangri-La. Historically, it's kind of famous around there. I don't know if any of y'all know about it. It kind of went to shambles over the last 10, 15 years. The family that originally owned it, the dad died, and then kids took over it and didn't know how to do it, and it just kind of went downhill from there. At one point, it was a Chinese restaurant with a strip club upstairs. My mom said we had to get rid of the strip pole before we, that was like the first thing that went out. We're trying to rebrand it.
It's like a hazmat.
Well, I mean, you think the roof that was the first thing that we had to fix was the roof. I mean, we had 15 years of water damage into the bar and grill area, and the doors were nailed shut. And that caused some issues with me too, like breathing for a little bit, but I'm over that now. But I guess I can talk about a few things. Dad told me that our biggest problems right now are getting people to pay on time and employees doing the little things. You know, obviously they do the big things. Y'all saw with the 157 floods that we did in a week, and nobody quit. We had 15 guys that were working 6 a.m. to 6 in the evening up to 10 o'clock at night and being right back there the next morning. So very proud of them on that. But one thing we struggle with is, we give them a $150,000 carpet cleaning rig, and it's trashed after a week. It's dirty, it's gross, and it's hard to stay on everybody about that. I guess one thing that I've tried to do to help with getting people to pay on time is we work with multifamily, right? So we work in these carpet cleans, in between somebody moving out and moving back in. There's usually like a 3 to 5 day window. That's when we clean the carpets. Well, half of those get replaced because the people wreck them, so we only get like half of it. So I got the idea of trying to serve the people that already live there. And the issue in the past was that the managers had to play middleman, and they didn't want to play middleman. Took away their time. It's real hard to ask people. So we created this online booking for residents, and we're trying to figure out a good way to get this in front of the residents, so they can book their carpet cleans. And we've got a lot of managers that are on board, or at least they say that they're on board, but this has to be consistently put in their face, and we're kind of just now rolling this out and trying to figure it out, how to get it in front of them. But we tried to look at every hiccup that we could possibly face, logistics. You told me you were going to be here at this time, so we just told them morning or afternoon. It's going to be one or the other. So we'll allow them to book on a day. They pick morning. One thing that one of our managers was concerned about was that, if you schedule a carpet cleaner, they're going to ask my maintenance guy to come unlock it while they're not there. So, preferred way of access. I make them select somebody's home. But the cool thing about this is we get paid right away on it. It doesn't take 30 days, and then sometimes apartment, management companies like to drag things out even further than that. And it sucks sometimes, especially on some bigger jobs. But I guess that's something I'm asking you guys. How do you get people to pay quicker?
So do they pay when they book the appointment?
The residents do, yes.
Okay.
But our, every month make-ready cleans and stuff, that takes 30 days, and sometimes it longer than that. I mean, we've got a restoration job that they've owed us $80,000 for the last year. And yeah, so that is a struggle that we face. It's like the bigger that this company gets, the more our payroll gets, and then dealing with that net 30. This was my counterpunch to it, but it hasn't really taken off yet. So I guess it's something I'm struggling with right now. And getting employees to do the little things when they obviously always do the big things, right? It's just the little things. I feel like the best companies, the best sports teams, they do the basics at the highest level. And I think that's something that we struggle with is the basics, cleaning your truck out at the end of the day. But they just did 20 carpet cleans, so can I get mad at them? It's hard as a leader to keep that in mind sometimes. But, so yeah, that's my presentation. You guys want to see a crime scene cleanup video?
And the question is, do you want to show it?
I think we know that he wants to show it.
The real question is
Well, okay, I won't show the crime scene cleanup. I'll show a really gross trash out that we did. So this, I call it the Only Toes model clean out. She was
not bad.
she was in the military, but she was also an OnlyFans model. Oh. She just skipped out on her rent and left her cats, and they crapped everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So we tear everything out, clean the subfloor, seal the subfloor, and that's ready to. I wasn't even gonna try to tear toward Oh.
So Taylor, I did have an idea possibly for your residential, getting the residents to have their own cleanings. Doing a door to door and maybe offering a discount if they get, however many, 2 or 3 more people in the building to schedule for the same day.
So one thing that I'm working with Barry right now, Barry Brown. We made 1,000 of these flyers. Whenever we unroll to clean a carpet for a make ready, we're gonna hit the other 5 doors on that side of the breezeway, And we feel like, you know, if we hit the entire property at once, they would end up all over the property and the manager would be pissed at us, you know, because it's dirty and everything. So we feel like we're going to try to do that. I think that's going to be one of our best avenues for that is, you know, hey, we just cleaned your neighbors. And they've got those little clippies beside their door that the managers put the proper, you know, the notices on. And we're getting a lot of good feedback from the managers as far as letting us do that. So flyers, definitely. We're also trying to get into automated email systems. A lot of these really big portfolios have those automated email systems. With our biggest customer, Lindsay Management, if we can get into that, it's like a technocratic victory. I mean, it's us versus one other company down there right now. And we're winning, but on the managers that don't, you know, we could still be targeting the residents if we get into that automated system, and then they don't really have a choice to switch to us. Kind of how I was thinking on that.
Do you have a marketing agency?
No, that's my job.
Something I would look at doing is doing targeted Facebook and Google ads. With Google, you can geo-target, and so you can target the residents in a specific complex. You can literally just draw a radius, and you can target them with this landing page, and then you can just do general Facebook ads.
With Google, would they have to be searching for the service to begin with?
You can set up parameters based on like triggers, like they've looked up carpet cleaning or they've looked up new carpet or new vacuum or something.
That was a big struggle with this, is most people that live in I'm gonna just say most people, generally speaking, you know, most of these people don't have more than $500 in their, you know, account. And, you know, if they were to originally call us from Google, I would have charged them $100 for the first room, $50 for each area after that for a residential carpet clean. $98 is what we ended up going with on this, because it was still kind of cheaper than for them to rent their own, you know, from Walmart and do it themselves. We try to keep that value in there, and
even with the Google geocaching, you can even set it around like your competitors. So if they're going to your competitors' websites, then it would be targeted
so
to them.
if they search carpet cleaner near me in any of the zip codes that we have, we are the Google guaranteed company that pops up right away, which I'm an advocate for Google local services, big time. It's like a cheat code for SEO. If you have a service that is represented under Google local services, jump through the hoops, it's so worth it. I mean, we're able to show up first in everybody's Google search across state lines without, you know, SEO or anything like that. We just turned it on. So I love Google. Facebook ads, I've ran one for this with the flyer, and we did book 2 cleans from it. I don't know. I think I'll have to really mess with the Facebook marketing and just stay on top of it a lot more, you know, promoting it every day on Facebook.
I would definitely optimize. That's going to be way too many words for an ad.
Mm-hmm.
You need definitely to cut it down, and I would try to speak more to the people with that amount of cash, knowing that they can't afford something like that. You know, like something like keep your landlord happy, low price.
Yeah, I mean, a
something
lot of
like
people
that.
will move out and they get charged to replace the carpet, and they could have just had a $98 carpet clean.
Yeah, I would speak more to that and
Right.
really simplify the ad and delete some of that stuff and just make it really.
Do you think that this is good for the landing on the website, or is it still too much?
What do they get for $98?
It's a flat rate. We'll fix any kind of pet issues, Kool-Aid. I mean, we try to make it look
Is
good.
that one room?
No, that's the entire apartment. But see, and we're able to offer this price because we're there all the time already. You know, we're already at these apartments working for the management companies, and our biggest opportunity is the people that still live there that just haven't moved out yet. I mean, Lindsay Management is roughly 30,000 apartments in Northwest Arkansas, and if we can get 2% of that, that's good money.
I mean, you mentioned like the whole email, and that's a good thing. If you could get with the managers, I don't know if like you do other things for the management company, but even if you have maybe like a small, you know, affiliate bonus for them to put it in their email where they got something, that may incentivize it to be where they're actually going to start putting it in their email marketing because they're getting something out of it too.
A lot of these property management companies that we deal with in Northwest Arkansas, it's a top-down decision.
Okay.
They've got their marketing department, and the managers will send marketing, hey, I need this email sent out.
Are you around a lot of colleges? Like,
Yeah, and we do the college property turns down there. That's crazy. August 1st to the 17th, entire properties move out and back in, and it was like 2,500 carpets in 2
because a lot of
weeks.
times they'll have fairs where you could even set up, you know, a booth at their welcome week or welcome back week, and even they have stuff like during finals, because I used to be in higher education, where you could share that information about the carpet cleaning at the colleges, or even get with like the student activities, which they normally help with a lot of the students who are moving in and out, where you could start, advertising that there as well.
Absolutely.
Question with a follow-up. You mentioned accounts receivable and having some slow pays, or sadly sometimes when you own a business you have no pays. But when you're in that situation, how would you divide that between residential and your commercial side?
Residential pays right away. We won't leave the house if they don't pay. Now, that's the cool part about residential and dealing with the public. Whenever you're dealing with businesses, there's, it takes them a little bit to pay, and we don't like nobody likes getting nasty over that. It's
Right.
just sometimes, like the numbers are getting bigger, and sometimes it gets a little scarier when it comes time to pay our guys.
Right.
And the money's made. I mean, I think we're over 200,000 in receivables right now, and like half of that's 90 out.
Have you considered on the commercial side, if it's you look at your baseline, whatever that risk level is that you as a company look at, but if it's over a certain dollar amount, maybe meeting with your banker or create some relationships with some bankers to say, hey, if we're in this situation, can we send them to you and run them through a financing process that if it's a $60,000, $70,000 job, it's an automatic finance. Like, this is the way we do it through financing. You have 6